car runs now, boys. So the car runs now. But it wasn't really rainbows and butterflies. It was kind of a lot going on, and I didn't vlog any of it. I vlogged some of it, correction, with my phone, which we'll get to that in a second. But I was having a lot of big issues. The main issue is on my clutch. When I'd press it all the way down, I was getting this. And with my slave pushing the clutch fork and the clutch fork hitting the pressure plate, obviously bad juju beans. When it would hit the pressure plate while the car was running and the pressure plate was like spinning and all that good jazz, it'd make this noise. And that noise is disgusting. At first I had no idea what it was. Ended up tapping a hole in my bell housing, and then that's how I was able to get the, you know, the clips that you guys just saw. And the fix, what was the fix to that? Well, turns out that in episode 1, when I installed the PMC Motorsports adapter, I totally forgot to swap out their the little pivot bearing for the clutch fork. Mine, the one that was in the trans, mine was metal, so it was already replaced for my trans. So I thought, I don't need to replace that, right? Yeah, no. That turns out that the PMC Motorsports pivot bearing is significantly different than OEM. Here are the differences between the two. That height on that pivot bearing is crucial to spacing it out so it doesn't hit the pressure plate. So ripperino pepperino, I had to drop the entire engine and trans. I wasn't gonna pull it out of the car and do it normally, so I dropped it from the bottom. Took a picture of that for you guys. With dropping it, with all the chains and everything, dropped the trans, changed out the pivot bearing, put it back in. And by the way, the one that comes with the PMC Motorsports kit, it doesn't sit like, it doesn't fit through pressure like the OEM one. You actually got to put a screw through the back, or at least that's the way I did it, so it doesn't come out. And it looks like this. And with that screw in place, I made sure to put Loctite, made it all nice and tight, and now it's wedged in there pretty good. Now with the new PMC Motorsports little pivot bearing that comes with your adapter kit, which please replace it, okay? Don't be like me. Don't be dumb. All right, replace it. Now the clutch wasn't hitting anymore. And you know, all was fine, right? Now it's like, yippee, the car can move, we can drive it. So then it was dyno time, and we took it to the dyno. And I have someone local to me. Yeah, let's roll the clip. Roll the clip. I'll make this the plug-in. So you want to plug your channel in?
Black Sheep Performance.
Black Sheep Performance? Yeah. And what do you mainly tune? What do you work on?
Mostly LS related stuff. Slowly branching out into Hondas, MS42, MS43.
Okay.
BMW stuff, you know. This would have been one of them.
Yeah. It's
not anymore.
Yeah, it's not really a BMW anymore.
But yeah, mostly Gen 3, Gen 4 LS stuff. Gen 5, haven't really had a lot of those yet.
Cool,
so,
man.
Yeah.
Sounds good, dude. I hope everything works out. I hope the car isn't like complete utter garbage and you can tune it at least.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure it looks well put together. I'm pretty sure it'll be fine.
Thank you, man. But we'll see. There's always that one thing that goes wrong, you know. So
yeah, I'm waiting to see what that's gonna be today.
Okay.
Because yeah, it seems like that.
Yeah, for sure. He was setting a base map for the car because the map on the car that was currently on there, I think was just straight dookie. It was just throwing everything off. So he set a base map. After he set the base map, it was time to slap it on the dyno, right? And then we started doing some dyno pulls. And it read really low, and it started pulling timing, and it started pulling fuel, the ECU was, and we had no idea why. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a phone vlog since I did forget my vlogging equipment, but we have the car on the dyno now. We just came from the muffler shop. We got the exhaust finished up, and now we got on the dyno. We set a base map, so it's running a whole lot better than what it was. And now we're gonna see what power numbers we're gonna throw down. So they're setting up and we're just gonna wait on that. it better?
It was better on air fuel, but it went into knock control.
Sick.
So now we have another problem.
Sick. So on the dyno, we were having issues with fueling. It was running super lean. We did like one semi pull and it did 152 horsepower, which for an LS, that's like really crap. He got fuel dialed in, but it's still running rich. It actually started pulling timing. I think he said it pulled what, negative 10 degrees or something. Yeah, -8, which is insane. It's not supposed to be doing that. We pulled one of the spark plugs and it was super caked. So we're gonna rush to O'Reilly's right now. We talked to the guy who owns the dyno and he said it was fine to leave the car on there. But yeah, we're gonna go get some fresh spark plugs. We're gonna swap them out and we're gonna see if the car runs a lot better. We ended up getting the spark plugs and I also got brand new wires. So, do I have to flip this? I haven't vlogged in my phone yet. So, David, Black Sheep Performance, the tuner, he just hit me up and he told me that 3 of the spark plug wires were torn and ripped. And so, I don't know how that happened. We're gonna replace everything fresh and then we're gonna find out if that's gonna fix the issue. The tuner told me that my O2s were out, right? That was already a given. So I ordered brand new O2s, got those swapped out. Out of curiosity, I didn't want to admit this, but you know, mistakes happen, okay? So it turns out that my bank 1 O2 sensor from the harness, like from the ECU, turns out that harness going from bank 1 and the one going over to bank 2, I had both of those flipped. So bank 2 was on driver's side and bank 1 was on passenger side. And that's all kinds of bad juju. That explains like so much. And then so I got those flipped. And then I want to go drive the car. And then all of a sudden my check engine light goes off. And I'm wondering, great, here goes something else, right? I get a little code reader. Turns out my NOx sensors went bad. And so I got my NOx sensors replaced out. Once I got those NOx sensors replaced out and I replaced the little rubber grommets on the NOx sensor plate thing. I don't know if I have pictures of that. I probably don't. But once all that was said and done and I got that replaced, I went for a little test drive. You know, I drove out to Mexico. I did some little test runs and let me tell you. And the car absolutely ripped. I was so excited. I was just stoked on it, man. You can feel the energy in that last clip. I was just so happy. I have a lot of stuff planned for the car now that it's running, obviously. And once this whole like COVID-19 BS blows over, it's not BS. Keep 6 foot distance, wear your mask, wash your hands. But once this all blows over and tracks start opening again, I'm just super excited to drive and get back out there. But anyways, I think the LS series is done. There's not much. It's over. If you guys have any questions about anything on the build, I know I didn't cover the electrical section of things just because that's just so hard to explain. For reasons that I don't know what's going on with the wiring, I just kind of hired someone to do it. I feel like I've covered everything, the major parts at least, on getting the car running, like all the little questions that you would potentially have as far as like fitment and stuff goes. Other than that, I have to fix the bugs on the car. I have to do some heat management, get some better suspension, and that's all coming up in the next following up videos. But I'm blabbering, I'm talking too much. Hopefully this video, you know, stays short with everything that got covered, but it was a crazy week, but we got through it, and I'm happy it turned out okay. But yeah, thank you for watching today's video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and tell your friends, man. Don't forget to tell them. We're almost to 1,000 subs. I know we can reach it by, like, I don't know, next couple weeks, I hope. But anyways, peace.